genre.
In the world of Hollywood, movies get greenlit and redlit. They get remade and rebooted. But we are the ideal. I'm Sam Gasch, and you are listening to Ideal Remake. Thank you for listening to Ideal Remake. We take movies that either have been, will be, or should be remade and talk about what the ideal version of that remake would be. The year is 2017, and the world has developed into a horrible dystopia, where the most popular form of entertainment is watching prisoners be hunted for sport. It's wild when a movie from the 80s gets things so right. So, here to kick back and watch the show with me is Ian Ager. Ian, is The Running Man a movie that has been, will be, or should be remade?
Yes to all.
Yep.
Yes to all.
Yep.
All of the above.
All of the above. A rare trifecta.
All of the above.
We are recording this prior to seeing the new Edgar Wright remake. Edgar Wright's going to do it. It's going to be amazing. We're just going to try to do what we can before seeing it. Mm-hmm. Ian, welcome back to Ideal Remake.
Thanks. Great to be here.
It's been a little while since we did Time Cop?
Yep.
Time Cop.
This is me just solidifying my resume as an 80s guy.
Yeah.
Still have to cure my bonitis and everything.
Well, you were too busy being a cool 80s guy.
I
You didn't have time.
was so busy I forgot to cure it.
But yeah, do you remember the first time you saw Running Man?
Yes. It was on TV at a laundromat.
That is such a specific
yeah.
memory.
It was a very specific thing. I was like, midway through like washing a bunch of like work uniforms and the rest of my clothes, and like Running Man was on whatever like TBS or UPN or something.
Yeah.
Not the ideal way you want to watch a Schwarzenegger film with like the swear words dubbed over or whatever, but it was there.
Amazing. That's so silly. Presumably you've seen it multiple times since then.
Yes. Yeah.
How old were you when you were at this laundromat?
This was 2013 or so,
Okay,
so I was like 23-ish.
Perfect. Yeah. So I wasn't sure I'd seen this movie until I started watching it, and I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. This has happened. This was one of the many movies that was included in Movie Nights of Movies Sam Hasn't Seen that my friend Cam Evans would do a bunch and still continues to do sporadically. And it's a very silly movie, but I'd forgotten that it existed until you and I were sitting down to like a 9 a.m. or like a 10 a.m. screening of the new Fantastic Four movie, and the trailer pops up. And it was like, oh no, Running Man.
Oh no.
That's going to come out in a couple months. I should cover that. And you were like, okay.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah. And I was like, great. Perfect.
Yeah, I was yeah, coastline.
Yep, amazing. What is your experience with various Arnold movies? Because Time Cop...
Time Cop's Van Damme.
Yeah,
Time Cop's
Van
Damme.
Yeah. Because I feel like the next time... We've done Van Damme, we've done Schwarzenegger. I feel like the next time we got to do a Stallone movie.
We clearly have to do a Stallone something.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have, should, or will remake Cobra, but...
It's got a name. It's got a title.
Just don't make me do the porn he started out in.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. That's for Patreon. But yeah, so like, I don't know, like, how up on your Arnie lore are you?
I mean, in and out. Like, I haven't seen absolutely everything he's done. My fandom with Schwarzenegger started when I was like maybe 10, maybe 11, and I ripped my leg open on a bicycle chain.
Oh no.
Just like after school, and I like tried to stop the bleeding at home with Band-Aids, and I went through so many Band-Aids, and I ended up having to go to the hospital and like get sutures and everything. It was a pretty deep, gnarly cut. Yeah, so my dad has a weird way to cope with things, so he decided that the way for me to get over having like a really gory injury happen to me would be by showing me Terminator for the first time. The original one from the 80s.
I don't follow the logic, but I also don't hate it.
I think he just wanted to buy a very nice VHS box set of Terminator and Terminator 2.
Okay.
And that was like it had a separate cassette with a bunch of extras. So like before, in the era before they had DVDs of all this, they had separate VHSs with like commentary and behind the scenes clips. So like that was my first look into like not only Arnold but James Cameron as well, and like how the Terminator movies sort of came to be. And I liked them because I was like laid up on the couch for a day.
Yeah, that's perfect. Like
and I was just like, oh, these movies are maybe a little violent for an 11-year-old, but they're really cool.
Yeah, it's, you know what? I think that's great. I think that was good dadding.
Yeah, so I got my start with Terminator, and then I worked my way through like all of the Conan Drek.
Not seen
You've
Conan.
never seen a Conan? You should see a Conan.
I'm saying someone's eventually going to request it for the podcast, and I'll just watch it.
Crom wills it, Sam.
Probably. I believe you. I don't understand that reference.
Okay. Actually, thinking about it, I think the first Schwarzenegger movie I ever saw was Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I didn't clock it as Schwarzenegger at the time. I mean, I knew who he was, but I was like, oh, this is different.
I'm not sure what my first Schwarzenegger movie was. Like,
did you see Batman and Robin? Because it was probably Batman and Robin.
I've never seen Batman and Robin.
Oh my god, the gaps with this man.
That's why Cam had to do movie nights of movies Sam hasn't seen, because I'm the problem. So like, just trying to slowly catch up. It's fine. I've seen the other two Batmans, but I realize there's another three. But I've seen the first two and not the second two.
Okay, sure.
I haven't seen Eyes to Meet You.
Yeah. It's another classic Schwarzenegger role buried in a very tangled mess of a movie.
Yeah, but it's also like very indicative, bringing it back to Running Man, of it's this really tense situation, all this stuff's going on, but I've got the one-liner.
Mm-hmm. That's what I love about Schwarzenegger, is like he has for a guy that looks like he does, he has incredible comedic timing.
He does. And he knows it, and will tell you about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's interesting, because this movie, Running Man, kind of has all of the, like, Schwarzenegger tropes of, like, he genuinely did the thing as he was running and as he was getting hit, and we were just like, he's doing the voice! He's doing the thing!
He's doing the bits, yeah.
He's doing the bits.
He's doing the bits. This is one of the movies that made that, like, sort of iconic.
We figured. And it was a very silly, fun movie. Basically, the premise of the movie is dystopia, far off year of 2017.
We were children, truly.
Truly. Who can even imagine such a time so far off in the future? And we were a year into the first Trump presidency. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm not crying. I was at the No Kings protest today. Everything's great. And so Schwarzenegger's playing a cop who is basically ordered to fire on a bunch of, like, protesters trying to get food. And he's like, I'm not going to do that. They're just hungry. And so he is arrested and sent to jail for that. And then later breaks out of jail. And then is a criminal. And then they find him again. And he is put through something called... is it called The Running Man?
The show is called The Running Man.
The show is called The Running Man.
He's made a contestant for The Running Man because the host sees footage
of the jailbreak.
Of the jailbreak and is like, oh my god, that guy's huge. We gotta get him, because like everybody else on the lineup that week is like really small.
It's no fun to kill them. Everyone knows they'll die.
Yeah, but it's like, oh man, that guy, the butcher of Bakersfield?
Yeah, seriously. Because they basically arrested him and framed him for the attack on the protesters that did happen. Or may not have happened. It was certainly footage. Because while I'm certain that this police state would be willing to fire on protesters and people who are very hungry, I don't necessarily know that that happened. Because then later when he's kidnapping Amber Mendez and bringing her into the airport, and it's really not okay the way he's treating her, when they arrest him later, they say he killed 2 security guards. Mm-hmm. And that they weren't dead. It's just footage of dead people. They weren't dead.
They just cut to B-roll of dead cops.
So, like, do you think they still carried out the attack on the...
I think as a rule of thumb in that movie, anytime they give you a number of, like, people who died, just divide it by a third, and that's the number of actual, like, injuries or fatalities. So, like, I think they probably fired into a crowd and, like, maybe killed, like, 6 people instead of, like, 30.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Something like that.
So Schwarzenegger gets drafted to be in The Running Man, where he has to survive 4 different quadrants, where basically an American Gladiator is going to attack him and try to kill him because justice, but if he can make it through, he has his freedom and, like, gets a ticket to Hawaii or something. Mm-hmm. And only 3 people have ever made it through before. Allegedly. We find out that they didn't.
They super didn't. Spoilers.
Spoilers for a movie from 1987. But yeah, that's kind of... It's a fairly simple... Oh, and then Arnold gets the girl for some reason.
There is also the whole, like, resistance hacking the signal subplot in there.
Yeah. To give us a couple people to actually die.
Yeah, it gives you a couple meaningful deaths and helps sort of explain how he gets back to the broadcast station at the very end to blow up everybody.
We have Mick from Fleetwood Mac to...
Mick Fleetwood.
Mick Fleetwood.
Mick Fleetwood is the leader of the resistance.
Named Mick. In the movie, is the leader of the resistance in, like, old age makeup for some reason. And they're trying to take down the resistance. And it turns out all they had to do was take down this TV show. So they take down the TV show, and they have defeated the government.
Yeah, they take down the TV show that's produced with the help of the Justice Department to give them the contestants.
Yes.
And that taking down that TV show means the entire government is null and void.
Yes. It's like, oh, well, people know now that this TV show was a farce. Say goodbye to your government, suckers.
Yeah. I guess all of the cop helicopters aren't gonna work anymore.
Were we ever so young?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh. So, what are we gonna do? Because I feel like there's a lot of very silly things that happen with this movie. Like, it's a pretty easy thing to go through. Like, the 4 different sequences with the American Gladiators are silly, and that's kind of the fun of the movie, of, like, getting to come up with other different sequences. Like, Sub-Zero is it's Odd Job on ice skates.
Yeah. So you can come up with that. I think it's more interesting if we think about what kind of remake we want this to be.
Yes.
Because the original, like, Running Man is a Stephen King book.
Right.
He wrote it under his pen name.
You mean Richard Bachman?
Yes.
Good for him.
Good for Richard Bachman.
Why on earth would he ever need a pen name?
As I understand the production cycle of the Running Man movie, they ended up cutting a lot of things, and originally it was a much more, like, politically charged movie, and it ended up being this sort of silly pro wrestling game show type thing, and a lot of the, like, political teeth get taken out of the movie. And if you want a remake that puts those back in, I am down for that.
I agree. I think that's what we need to do. One of my big suggestions was that I think Damien Killian, in addition to hosting this show, I think he needs to be the president. Because we currently have a president who is a game show host.
Yes.
And it's terrible.
It's not great.
So what if the person, in addition to not giving up any of their, like, belongings or businesses or anything...
What if they just keep hosting the show?
What if they keep hosting the show?
Yeah.
And so, like, that way taking down the show matters. And instead of having to answer to the Justice Department... You dictate to the Justice Department. You say, hey, I want cops and army guys to go after, get that guy and bring him in to make him and put him on my show.
We need him for the ratings. We'll get 10 points on his biceps alone.
I mean, there's also the question of, do they even have ratings, or is it the only thing on TV?
Right. Is how 1984 is this? Because it's like, oh, well, it's ICS Channel 1 or whatever, but it's like, that implies that there's other channels. You could change the channel on the Running Man? You don't change the channel on the Running Man.
No. Because, like, I was thinking the comparison is, like, Hunger Games. Where it's like, this is our Hunger Games that's happening. You're all going to watch it because the TVs are going to turn on and you get to see us kill your kids.
Yeah. The TV in your living room goes on at 9 every night and you watch the Running Man.
And... they need a constant supply of political prisoners because it's on every night.
Yes.
To both desensitize us, and it just lets you know how shitty the world is. But the reason why he wants a Schwarzenegger type is because once it's over and the person's killed, they go like, the show's over, and he wants it to be a big show, a long show, so people have to keep watching for the whole thing instead of going back on to reruns of what have you.
Sure. Ow My Balls 3.
Ow My Balls 3. Yes. Good reference. Big fan.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I think that that's what we need to do to make it a more toothy story, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better word than toothy. Meaty. A meaty story. The thing that you need to be toothy in order to handle. It's a meaty story.
Yeah, no. Put the nose on it that was missing
Yeah.
from the last time.
Exactly. Okay, so that's a small difference. Do we want, like, kind of the Ben Richards, Arnold Schwarzenegger character to have kind of the same origin of he was a cop who refused an order?
I don't know that you need that. I think it's better, like, you can still have him being a person who's, like, framed for something, but it could be just, like, something innocuous. Because I think part of the appeal of Schwarzenegger is he's Schwarzenegger. He's, like, a big dude. He's the hugest guy on screen.
Yeah.
And, like, every character that Schwarzenegger portrays has that, like, larger-than-life quality.
Right.
And that does certain things to any script you put in his hands. So, like, you have to decide if you want that same kind of energy. That means that character has to have that kind of background, those sorts of things. Or do you want it to be more of, like, an everyman person who's just sort of accused of a generic thought crime that then has to go into this gladiator show?
That's a good question. I guess it comes down to the sort of casting that you and I both did. Because I think, like other Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, they are movies of personality. And I did not cast someone as intimidating or imposing as Arnold Schwarzenegger because, like, outside of John Cena, I don't really know how many of those people exist. And even John Cena is kind of, like, getting older to the point where he's like, I can't really do this sort of stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And, like, people do stuff with The Rock, but even he's in the MMA show, or the MMA movie, the Smashing Machine, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And, like, he's still, and, like, you got your Vin Diesels and everything, but I didn't cast any of them.
No, and because I have casting ideas for, like, the Stalkers.
Yeah, oh, me too.
And they're all still sort of that, like, pro wrestler category.
100%.
But I think, like, because that's part of the appeal of the 87 Running Man is that everyone who plays the Running Man is just supposed to run from the Stalkers, and Ben Richards was the first guy they put in there who actually, like, fought back and started killing them.
Yes. And I think that that's more interesting because I think that we have the movie kind of circles around Arnold Schwarzenegger as, like, he's the special boy of, like, he's the best one who's ever going to be in Running Man, and then he's going to do things that running men have never done, and it's all this different stuff. And that's fine. I think it's a little bit more interesting if it's a surprise that this person's fighting back, because, like, that's the whole thing about movies like this, is you want to inspire people to fight back.
Yes.
Like, the overwhelming,
Yeah.
imposing force of 4 wrestlers.
Four wrestlers with different gimmicks, one of which is just a jetpack and a flamethrower.
And it somehow is the most intimidating one. So, like, someone who, like, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger and you're like, he could beat up these guys. But it needs to be someone who, like, we don't think could beat up these guys.
Exactly. I think that's where part of the fun comes from. I also think one of my biggest beefs with the 87 Running Man is it takes far too long to get to the fun part of the premise.
Right.
It takes far too long to get to, this is the game show, this is what the game show is. And I think you gotta start with an episode and show a completely different guy just getting, like, hosed by the Mangler or whoever.
Yes, I completely agree. I think that needs to be the teaser of the movie, because I don't think the teaser needs to be, oh, this was the day that Ben Richards' life got turned around.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be, like, here's the state of affairs, and then I think we get to have a moment like season 1 of Andor when he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Right. And, like, all of the rebels go past, and he's like, the hell's going on? And then he gets arrested. And he was just the sort of person who, like, puts his head down, gets through everything, and doesn't actually make a fuss, doesn't cause a stink.
Yes.
You know, a coward.
Yeah.
But he's a coward, but he's also, like, he also is, like, fit or whatever.
Sure.
Because, like, he needs to be able to fight back. Like, or do you see him as being, like, what was the guy from Hunger Games, the Hamish? Where it's like he wins with, like, traps and tricks, and he, like, Jigsaw, Kevin McAllister's, all of the different traps to, like, catch and defeat all the different...
I think that's interesting, but I think it still has to be, like, you do have to sort of beat these guys at their own game.
Yeah. Hockey, for example.
Yeah. You have to beat them at knife hockey.
Hockey. Sickle hockey.
You have to beat them at knife hockey or shooting a taser at you from a moving vehicle.
Yeah, wild stuff. And also singing opera.
Sure, he needed another gimmick.
He needed to both be Dazzler and an opera singer. Mm-hmm. Dazzler's an X-Men who, like, has a bunch of twinkling lights and can, like, do lights and stuff.
Oh, I get Dazzler and Jubilee mixed up all the time.
Yeah, Jubilee's fireworks. I think Dazzler is... I don't know.
Okay.
I think Dazzler's, like, literally a professional singer. It doesn't matter.
Anyway.
I mean, okay, so, like, just structure the movie. Do we also want to have rebels? Because I feel like we kind of gotta.
I think you do have to have some kind of resistance. I think the point in the movie when it's revealed that the resistance base is inside the carefully controlled game show city block arena,
that was a little bit ridiculous,
full of cameras, is preposterous.
Yes.
I think it's more interesting if the resistance, like, after the guy, like, kills his first stalker or whatever, if the resistance finds ways to smuggle stuff into the game zone to start helping the hero.
Fully agree.
I think that's a way more plausible and cool way to tie that in.
I also could see them, like, sending a guy to, like, deliver things and, like, hand things off and be like, this is constructed this way. If you do these sorts of things, you can, like, get around and maybe get away. And then, obviously, that person will die. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, like, the resistance has, like, tapes of previous episodes and has logged, like, every hallway that runners have died in because they, like, opened this door instead of that door, and they're like, okay, so we don't know what's beyond, like, hatchway 13, but we know that hatchway 14 has, like, a fuse box in it or something.
Basically, we know what people have gotten through on the other side and survived, which means that that's survivable. The ones where people have gone in and not come out, don't go in those.
Yeah, that way you can have, like, a cool, like, Snake and Otacon relationship.
Yeah. Ben? Ben? So then, let's ask this question. How long has the Running Man show been going on? Because we have President Damian Killian, and in the world of the movie, it's been going on for 30 years. And basically, it started in 1987. 30 years later, 2017, that's the shape of the world. We extend that same logic. If it started today, 30 years from now is 2055. Mm-hmm. We also have the option of how sci-fi do we want to go.
Right.
And it's mildly sci-fi in the movie, but it's mostly just, like, dystopian, like, weird stuff. The most sci-fi things they do is, like, fake footage, their ability to use AI deepfakes.
The most sci-fi stuff they have is
our present
video technology.
I also would really like
a guy that shoots lightning. You can't forget the guy who shoots lightning and doesn't wear pants.
He took his pants off to rape Amber.
Right, yes.
He was at some point wearing pants.
At some point, he was wearing pants.
But, like, and yeah, someone who fires fire out of his back, and that allows him to fly and not burn the shit out of his own legs. Mm-hmm. Like, those sorts of things. Because, like, but I also like the idea of it being really shitty deepfake AI whatever videos. Which we would have made by a real person. But basically the whole idea is, like, you have the segment of society that's like, this is real, it's happening, who just believes all the videos and stuff that they saw. Yeah. And the segment of society that's like, we know this isn't real. You must think we're stupid. Cut to, I can't believe this is happening! Because that's the way society's being segmented right now. Mm-hmm. So the logical extension of that is... But then there's the question of... We have the people who know that it's a lie, and they can't all be in the resistance. Because I feel like our Ben Richards is someone who's going to be like, I know it's fake. I don't have the mental wherewithal to, like, deal with this right now because I have to survive. It's hard enough to survive in the world. I can't survive in the world and also resist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's not that hard to show up to the No Kings protest. I did it. If I did it, you can too. assuming you're not working.
It's a living. So, with regard to how long the show is going on for, I think because it is still like reality TV and those are the shows that still run for 20 plus years.
That's true.
I think that's still relatively believable that it's been going for like 20 years or so.
Yeah. I'm even fine with it still being 30.
Still being 30. Yeah.
Like, we can even say it's the season 30 spectacular.
It's true. If you consider the NFL as a foot TV program, that's been running for at least that many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can even have it be something like, because we've been running for 30 years and only 3 people have made it through, we're doing the 30-year spectacular, where instead of there being 5 chambers, it's only 4. More chances at victory.
Something like that.
Something showy.
Yeah.
Meaty. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so like we watch a running man. Poor schlub gets decked, and by decked I mean dead. We run. The resistance is fleeing something, and the police end up arresting Ben Richards in their place. Mm-hmm. He gets thrown into the running man. No one thinks he's going to do good. He starts doing good. Do we have an Amber Mendez at all?
I think the role of like establishment insider who starts to question things and does a little digging, I think that role does have merit. So I don't know how they get introduced without it being awful.
Here's my pitch.
Like in the 80s.
So Damian Killian doesn't speak to the peons, so someone needs to talk to Ben Richards and explain what's going to be happening. Mm-hmm. What's happening, what the role is, what the rules are, what you are capable and allowed to do, and get the signatures and whatever. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that could be our Amber Mendez. We had Nebuchadnezzar guy in the movie. I don't think we really need him.
So instead of his talent agent, it's this lady who's like a liaison or something.
Basically just like, you've watched The Running Man for a while, you're going to be seeing it from the other side. Here's what you can do, here's the different things that have worked for people. Basically, I'm going to prep you. Are you okay with this? I'm just going to go die. And it's like, well, you don't have to if you listen to me and follow the rules and do everything you're supposed to do. These people are trained killers. And we have a system for that. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And especially because she can be the person who's like, it's okay. I am giving you all the resources you can provide. I am doing what I can to help you. Mm-hmm. And some people have made it out, which means that I've been good at doing my job. Which, of course, when we find out that that's not true, shatters her worldview.
Yes.
So she's no. My whole thing was I give them an opportunity to survive. And if they don't even get that, then what am I even doing here? You're right. You're fired. What? Stuff like that.
You can't fire me. I quit. Tunnel launcher.
No! Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No! Yeah, I would need it much better. Didn't do that as well. I would need to get out of the chair and run around, but you could just do that with your abilities and skills. So that's our Amber Mendez. Editing.
We're a little loopy.
We are. We're all tired and had long weeks. Mm-hmm. This might be the latest I've ever recorded an episode. I genuinely don't know. So that's our Amber Mendez. So I think at this point we kind of just need to... I don't necessarily want to describe the various, like, challenges and puzzles, because I think that we'll do that when we're doing our casting, because I think we'll basically end up deciding on who we want and then building a challenge around them.
Yeah.
But I think that just in terms of, like, the nature of the movie is we have our 4 challenges, and then eventually, like, the 4th one kind of goes awry. Ben Richards, like, sneaks out, like, meets up with the resistance, and then they use that chaos in order to break back in and basically take over the government, which is this game show. And that is what will allow the movie to take place. So, as you said of the movie as it exists, it's a lot of lead up to actually get to the fun. I feel like we should actually get to the fun and do this episode a little bit different, where we kind of construct the movie around the cast, because it kind of needs to be.
Yes. Yeah.
Who knew that Oddjob knew how to ice skate?
That man's a professor.
Good for him. He does amazing work. When he showed up with the hockey stick that was a scythe, and there was a gong, and they're like, they're going to do the gong sound. And he just slices the gong in half. Uh-huh. That was fucking awesome.
It was great.
It was great. Dope as hell.
Slaps.
So let's talk about our Ben Richards. Mm-hmm. So, like, I went with someone who does the parkour stuff, is definitely in shape and has done, like, action sequences, but is much more diminutive. Mm-hmm. So, like, we wouldn't expect that out of him.
Okay.
Necessarily. I mean, we would now. But, like, so that's why I went with Taron Egerton.
Okay.
Who did you have in mind for your, like, Ben Richards?
So, I don't know that he necessarily needs to be named Ben Richards.
That's true.
Because that opens up the casting. I think if you want someone who is action movie capable, but not necessarily, like, Arnold or Lou Ferrigno sized or anything that. If you want somebody who has the action chops to do stuff, I'm going with Michael B. Jordan.
Fair.
But if we're going, like, an even more just, like, this is just a guy they picked up off the street, wrong place, wrong time, Riz Ahmed.
Oh, Riz Ahmed would be interesting. He has no action movie experience.
Exactly.
That's the better choice. We're going with Riz Ahmed.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like Riz Ahmed because he's a very talented actor, and it's a little bit of that guy who, like, has no, like, he's killed people in movies, but it's like, you know, dumb luck.
Yeah. It's very much the, like, we don't expect this out of you in the same way that we would out of Taron Egerton, and it makes it a different movie, which feels like what they're doing with the Glenn Powell casting, but Glenn Powell's been in all these other movies, and I don't think they're getting away with it.
Yeah, and Glenn Powell's also done the movie where he's a hitman, so he already has, like, some of the action movie.
Here's the thing about that movie. He does the movie where he's pretending to be a hitman.
Correct.
He's not actually a hitman.
Yeah.
But it feels like he's doing some of those same things here. He's fine. I have nothing for or against him. I neutral Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
But I think Riz Ahmed is a better, more fun choice. And that very much is fish out of water, figuring it out, using his wits.
Absolutely.
And, like, you just see him stacked up against these gigantic human beings.
For sure.
And you're like, oh, this dude's toast.
I want to see Riz Ahmed kill Brock Lesnar with his own chainsaw. That's the movie I want.
Yes. 100%. Which brings us to Amber Mendez. Who did you have for Amber Mendez?
So, I forget who I had originally, because now that we've had it be this insider character that, like, flips, my number one choice with a bullet is Judy Greer.
Yeah, fair. That is always the good person who Judy Greer's always great. That's very, very funny.
She's terrific, and she specifically does, like, crashing out about your boss exceptionally well.
That's true. As someone who recently remade What Women Want, and she's great in that. She's great in everything. Judy Greer's a very good choice. We very well may go with Judy Greer. My choice was an actress named Hannah John Kamen. She's in the Marvels. She plays Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so she's in the Thunderbolts and all of that.
Yeah.
And so she has kind of the dry of, like, yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of, like, going through the motions doing this and, like, trying to figure out what's going on. Like, not really a lot of, like, caring behind the eyes, but, like you figure out something to make her care and be passionate about it. Like, she will care a lot.
Yeah.
And she has the action movie experience of being in the Marvels. And apparently something called Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
Ooh.
Where she played Jill Valentine.
She played Jill Valentine?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what that means. Is that good?
Neutral.
You did a good reaction, and I believed you knew what that meant. Very good. So, like, between Judy Greer and Hannah John Kamen, they're different vibes.
They are.
It's comedy. Pairing Judy Greer with Riz Ahmed might be too much comedy, because they're both kind of the comedy people.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to push us to
I think
Hannah.
one of them has to go a little straighter.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be Hannah. And then I cast Laughlin and Weiss. We'll get to them.
Sure.
I feel like the next important person is to cast our President Damian Killian. Our Master of Ceremonies, our show of shows. This guy who runs a dystopian fascist government while also hosting his competition show.
Yes.
We need someone who we've seen just be an absolute piece of shit. In Office Space, in Point Break, technically a little bit in Stand Against Evil. And if we take away his Heart of Gold from Scrubs, I think that John C. McGinley would be a very good evil president.
Okay.
Like, Dr. Cox will kick your ass.
I like that.
Who'd you have?
So if you want just a straight, like, throwback nod to 1987 Running Man, you just go with the current Family Feud host, and that's Steve Harvey.
Yeah, you... Dictator Steve
Harvey.
That's a choice.
Look, the suits are a nightmare.
I don't disagree.
The suits are a nightmare.
So that's why we're going with someone from Suits.
Yeah. I also think, like, for a guy who loves to, like, just be a megalomaniacal terror for any sum of money.
Yeah.
I think Willem Dafoe could also knock this out of the park.
Of course he could.
Of course he could.
He is the natural showman. Mm-hmm. I think that's very funny. Of those three options, I'm going to push us towards John C. McGinley.
Do it.
He's still been working, but I don't know all... he's basically someone who has been, like, working forever, but he's still always going to be Dr. Cox to me. Mm-hmm. So... let's do some of our actually active killer people.
Okay.
So, the movie starts with Sub-Zero, who is our ice skating death guy.
Yeah. He likes ice and he likes blades.
And none of them are a bowler hat that can decapitate you.
Right.
And so, I cast a professional wrestler.
Sure.
And I just went through and found some professional wrestlers. So I found, like, a professional wrestler. Because we're going to be building this around the character, did you also have a professional wrestler, or?
So, are we going with the same gimmicks for these stalkers, or are we doing brand new ones?
We're potentially doing brand new ones.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to do the casting as a part of this, because it's something that they could all, like, we could figure out around them. Mm-hmm. Like, I went generic wrestler for the first one because I thought that we could get weird and crazy with some of the later ones. Mm-hmm. I basically have professional wrestler as my number one. My Captain Freedom is also a professional wrestler. Mm-hmm. And then my Fireball is also a professional wrestler. So basically, beginning and end. So different kinds of air. And then, like, the ones in the middle, I went fancier.
Okay.
So I went with a wrestler named Brian Cage.
Okay.
Like, it's the sort of thing where I might be like, yeah, I might need to Google who this guy is. Mm-hmm. Just like, and we can figure out what we want to do around it. Who did you have for?
As I said, I want a movie where Riz Ahmed kills Brock Lesnar with his own chainsaw.
Oh, okay. So you want it to be Brock Lesnar.
I specifically want Brock Lesnar because I think if we're doing, like, a more sort of, like, unexpected everyman hero, you need to get, like, the most aggro pro wrestler guys you can get that can still do that kind of thing. I think John Cena's maybe a little too old. I think John Cena could do, like, the Jesse Ventura role this time around.
That is what I cast.
Yes.
The Captain Freedom role, that's where I put John Cena.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Brock Lesnar, as like, okay, so Brock Lesnar is who we're going with. Let's design the cage for Brock Lesnar. Mm-hmm. When Riz Ahmed has to go up against Brock Lesnar, what's the gimmick? So Brock Lesnar, for those who don't know, is a gigantic man who has a tattoo of a brass knuckle sword on his chest.
Yeah, he has a trench knife tattooed on his chest.
Yes. So there's no reason why that can't be the weapon that he goes after Riz Ahmed with.
Yeah, I think Brock Lesnar's stalker name is Kaiser, and he has, like, a bunch of, like, World War I, like, German spike armor, and he just tries to, like, pin hug you to death.
Yeah. And we also get to have the thing of, as the challenge progresses, he can get more spiky or less spiky. Which do you think is more interesting? I think more spiky.
I think more spiky.
Like, he walks in and he's not wearing anything, and, like, as he attacks Riz Ahmed, like, will get away, and instead of, like, punching Riz Ahmed, he, like, picks something up and adds it to, like, what he's wearing.
He's got this, like, spiked armor that turns the environment into a weapon, and Riz Ahmed kills him by figuring out how to kill him with his own environment.
Yeah. Well, if that's what he's doing, he keeps adding more of the environment onto himself. Then let's say he gets overcharged and adds too much of the environment onto himself, and then he's crushed by the weight of his own armor.
Right. He, like, runs into, like, a side of beef factory or whatever, and gets, like, paralyzed by the weight of, like, 15 cows.
Yeah,
or
something like that. And, like, that. So we have Kaiser, who's just so spiky.
Just so spiky.
And so, like, I think that's a good opener of, like, all right, this is the kind of death trap we would expect. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very fun. Good. All right. And then Captain Freedom's John Cena. Mm-hmm. So we don't...
Captain Freedom's still, like, I think the speech of, like, you know, you don't have to keep running. You can sign, like, a 3-year contract. Yeah. I think Captain Freedom has to give that speech.
Because I think he signed that contract.
He absolutely took that deal.
Yes. But because of that, if he's Captain Freedom, we're going to get to him at the very end, but we're talking about him now. Mm-hmm. What do we want his challenge to be? Because if he's Captain Freedom, and he's like the big punch-him-up wrestler guy, it has to be something American. And I think it could very much be football.
Yeah.
And Riz Ahmed has to deal with this dude in full football outfit trying to tackle him and just, like, concussion the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Drop kick him through a field goal, the whole thing. Mm-hmm.
But you still get 4 downs to try.
You get 4 downs
you
to
get
try.
4 downs to go 10 yards.
And I have the stupidest suggestion right now. You have 4 downs to go 10 yards, but when Captain Freedom is worried that he's not going to be doing so well, he has a hot dog laced with steroids that he can eat to give him the extra push that he needs to get the job done.
That's not how steroids work at all. I love it.
Movie steroids. Like fucking like Bane level steroids.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just like has like the juice tubes or whatever.
Yeah. But it's like a hot dog because America. Uh-huh. And like the fireworks are set to go off automatically because he assumes he's going to win. And so when he finally gets taken out because he gets stuffed full of too many hot dogs and he gets OD'd on his own hot dog drugs, the fireworks still go off.
Terrific. Love it.
No, Terrific's a different guy. He's in a different movie.
Yeah.
He was great.
He was.
Yeah. Great as a TV show. What? No. Okay, so that's those two. And then we have the moment where it's like, I can't decide, I want to send both of them. As it existed, we had Buzzsaw and Dynamo. Mm-hmm. Well, I think having 2-on-1 is still fun.
Yes.
And this is where I went a little bit more anime.
Okay.
But tell me about who you had first.
I sort of went more with, like, what gimmicks are we doing first? I think if we're trying to, like, do cut-ups of society. Yeah. I think instead of, like, a fireball type with a jetpack or anything like that.
That's fireball.
Which is later.
Which is later, but yeah.
I think one of the stalkers has to be, like, a drone guy.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, like it's a dude. The surveillance state is already like a heavy motif in the show, but I think if a stalker like specifically has like robot proxies, that he uses to like flush out runners,
I think that's fun, and I could see that being the case for potentially one of the two that I have. Mm-hmm. So you have a robot, like a drone robot proxy for one.
Yes.
Did you have an actor in mind?
Elijah Wood.
Oh, okay. All right, great. What? You see him sitting behind a computer monitor with the thing with the reflected glasses so you can't see his eyes?
Yeah, he's got the Gendo glasses and everything. Yeah.
Great. Like I said, going a little bit more anime with this one. Who'd you have? Who's your other person?
I want to hear one from you.
Okay, great. So for both of these, I have an action lady and then someone from Drag Race.
Terrific. Okay.
So my action lady, I'm just going to tell you about both of them. I went with Sophia Boutella because I was thinking like big bruiser for the first one, and now I want someone who's a little bit more like dancing around with a bunch of different blades. Okay. Like if Kaiser, our Sub-Zero stand-in, is the big bruiser just like, I'm coming to get you, our juggernaut. Yeah. We want Sophia Boutella doing like the Sophia Boutella from Kingsman thing where she's just like dancing around as like, I will cut you to 1,000 pieces.
Whirling dervish, death by 1,000 cuts. Yeah.
And I thought that would be very fun because I think that she could very much be someone called Buzzsaw. Like, we'll come up with a different name for her, but like something like that. Mm-hmm. And then my Dynamo, who was the light, bright opera singer. I went with someone who is from Drag Race, who is known as the bodybuilder Barbie. Okay. And this is Dane Young, a.k.a. Cameron Michaels, who is like a super tall, swole drag performer.
Cool. Great.
And that way you get to have like that whole big, like if Sofia Boutella is Death by 1,000 Cuts. This person could be, like, wielding a gigantic fuck-off anime sword.
Cool. All right.
And just, like, swinging that around and being like, you will not get close to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of who I had in mind for, like, this pairing. And I thought that'd be fun.
I like it.
Who was your second person?
I just keep going down the well of wrestlers, and I was like, he's too old to do stuff anymore, but I would love to see Stone Cold do, like, gladiator things.
I mean, there's an argument to be made that it would be really funny if Stone Cold was the person in the chair. And it's like, it's Stone Cold, instead of Elijah Wood, it's Stone Cold sitting there being like, when I was doing kind of doing, like, we take Stone Cold and not doing the person in the chair, but doing the thing from Real Steel, the Hugh Jackman movie where he's boxing and the robot's mimicking his movement.
Okay.
And, like, he's like, when I was fighting, this is the kind of thing I would do. Uh-huh. And it's, like, it's drones and, like, robots and stuff that he's controlling by, like, back in my glory days, this is how we did it.
Yeah, with, like a VR jack or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I'm down.
Okay, so let's go with him doing that, and then we can either have the Drag Race star or Sofia Boutella. Who do you prefer?
Both of those sound great to me.
I mean, we gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one. Sofia Boutella.
So then Sofia Boutella is taking the place of Buzzsaw, and we can potentially come up with a different name for her. I like Whirling Dervish. I think that was very fun. I think Dervish on its own is a good name.
Yeah.
So let's just do that. And then Stone Cold is taking the place of Dynamo. Mm-hmm. I would love for this to be an incredibly diminutive name, because then you cut to the person in the chair and it's Stone Cold Steve Austin just sitting there typing, and I think that's very funny.
That would be great.
Like Tech Head or some stupid something like that.
You could just call him Jarhead, because the robots have, like...
You could.
Metal craniums,
but then we
would
assume it's something to do with Marines, right?
Sure, he could talk about being in the Marines,
he
too.
Could. I feel like there's got to be some sort of, like, pun hidden in the idea of punching, but also being robots. And I feel like there's the element of, you could just call it Cold Steel.
You could.
Like Stone Cold, now he's Steel Cold. Something like that. It's like, Cold Stone. No, not like that. No, man, now I'm ice cream.
That could be one of your product placements.
Yeah. Just sitting there, mix with all your mix-ins. Another good, stupid one is, oh man, you're about to face the blue screen of death.
Oh no.
You can just call him Jawbreaker.
Could just call him Jawbreaker. You could literally just call him the Ringer.
Yeah. Great. I love it.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll do that. Good. So now I think it's time to introduce our 3 rebels. Our Laughlin, our Weiss, and our Mick.
I don't know that we need 3 rebels.
I know, but I cast them anyway.
Yeah,
because I didn't know what the shape of our movie was going to be, so I cast them anyway. We definitely need a Mick. Mm-hmm. And since it was Mick Fleetwood, I went with another singer.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, we want someone who would have some fun kicking ass and fighting the establishment. So I went with Pink.
Okay. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you could see her in some sort of, like, military garb issuing commands and ordering the takedown of the government. Mm-hmm. And if we're trying to take down a corrupt game show host, why not Pink?
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
So who did you have for Mick?
That works. See, I think it does have to be someone American, because you can't have a foreign person leading the resistance to take down the government. So it has to be someone American. I didn't go with a singer. I actually just went with Ed Helms.
Oh, I think Pink's more fun.
I think Pink is way more fun.
And then you said you didn't cast the other 2.
I didn't, because I thought we only needed one.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The other 2 are, like, their deaths add a little bit of meaning, but, like,
yeah,
when you're watching them die, everybody knows Arnold's the only person who has a chance against the stalkers anyway, so who cares?
And they're gonna die kind of like shitty deaths. So I feel like,
no discredit to Yaphet Kotto and the other guy, but
we have our Laughlin and Weiss, and I feel like one of them can be like mix, like, go to, like, running around doing all the stuff, like, at the base, and then one of them is the one that's, like, getting information to Ben Richards, who unfortunately gets killed.
Yeah.
So I have Himesh Patel from the franchise, from Tenet, from Yesterday, the star of Yesterday.
Great. Okay.
And then I have Ilana Glazer.
Lovely. Terrific. Print it.
Yeah, and so like we can decide later who dies and who's Pink's second right hand person. Her right hand person's probably Ilana Glazer.
Yeah.
And then Himesh Patel's probably the one who gets killed.
Yeah.
But I feel like those are two fun options for Laughlin and Weiss.
Those are great.
And then that brings us to our last threat, Fireball. Mm-hmm. So he was a guy who rode around on flamethrowers for some reason.
He had flame jets that went to a backpack and also to his gun.
Yep. And it's fine. He was...
and then he went into a confined space. Like an intelligent person
like
does.
As one does. It's fine. And then all that happens is his jetpack gets unplugged.
Yeah, they pull the hose and he's
leaks lighter fluid everywhere, and then a flare gets dropped on him.
Yep, and then he's like, why can't I fly? And I was like, first of all, you're indoors right now.
And second of all, you think the person who shoots fire would be a little bit more fireproof.
Uh-huh.
You think you would learn the lesson from Firefly of Batman fame.
Yeah.
So, we're going to do something different. Once again, I cast another wrestler because I was like, yeah, it's another big, intimidating person, and then they do something crazy you're not expecting. Mm-hmm. I went with a wrestler named Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be fun. He kind of had a similar vibe. It's a little bit close to a 1-for-1 with Jim Brown, who played Fireball in the first one.
Bobby Lashley was actually the wrestler that Trump picked to represent him when he had that whole feud in WWE with Vince McMahon that ended up with Vince getting his head shaved.
Well, I don't love that.
Yeah.
So that means we probably...
Look, it's just a part he did.
Well, how does he feel about it now?
I don't know.
So maybe we should go with someone else. Who did you have?
So I think you've had the robot guy, you've had your big bruiser, you've got your death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, and we have our football player.
We do have the football player at the end. I think what it needs is you have to have
a guy who walks out with a gun.
I mean, you could just have a guy who walks out with a gun, but I don't know that Eastwood's still acting. So
yeah.
I think you either need a guy with just a shit ton of guns, or you need a guy with a vehicle to call into play our horrible traffic infrastructure.
Yes. I agree. I think both are funny. Because you get to have Riz Ahmed going how am I supposed to take him down? He's just gonna shoot me. He's just gonna hit me with his car.
I think the most American thing that you could throw, besides steroid hot dog on a football field, the most American thing you could inject into this that isn't already there is some type of death race car.
Yeah.
It's gotta be some kind of Camaro with a chain gun.
Yeah.
On the front.
You gotta have your Fast and Furious meets Mad Max style car.
You gotta do it, and unfortunately, because of the way his contract works out, you can't get Vin Diesel to do this.
Oh no. We'll have to find someone else.
We'll have to find a better person.
So who do you have in mind to be our Truckosaurus driver?
I still went with somebody from Fast and Furious. I think you get Tyrese to do this.
Great. That's very funny. Because you finally get to the end of the movie where someone who not only is going to hit him with the car, also can do quips. And so Riz Ahmed is now at the point I don't even get to be funnier than him. Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah.
That's so dumb. Good. Love it. No notes. And so we're not going to call him Fireball.
No.
We're going to call him Road Rage.
I was going to call him RPM.
Great.
You can make up a terrible acronym for that.
Well, no, that's not our job. That's his job.
That's his job. I want it
multiple times.
I want it to change every time he has to explain it.
Exactly.
It's like a Joker thing. It's rage per minute or
hey, I'm going to get reality per minute with you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different thing each time.
Real pissed, man.
Yeah. Oh, man. How many of these ideas do you think Edgar Wright retroactively took from us?
Oh, boy. I can't wait to find out.
It's going to be weird. It's going to be different. Sure. I mean, that's our cast. Do you have any other cast people that I didn't mention or come up with?
No, I think we're good.
All right, so then time to get into writer and director.
Oh, boy.
I have separate writer and director. Do you have a hyphenate or separate?
I didn't think about writing as much. There's one guy I want to do, like, this level of on-the-nose fascist commentary, and that's Paul Verhoeven.
Yeah, okay. And that, sure. What's the last thing that he did?
I don't remember.
Something called L in 2016.
Okay, great.
I mean, that's certainly a choice.
I just want the man to keep getting his flowers for Starship Troopers.
Yeah. He did something called Benedetta in 2021, which he both wrote and directed. Mm-hmm. He did, in 2013, he did Lot Janotin. How old is this man? 87. Mm-hmm. He just took that in stride? Yeah. What's the big deal?
Ridley Scott's still allowed to do things.
How old's Ridley Scott?
Yes.
Oh, no. Now I have to look that up. I don't think he's 87.
He's not 87, no.
He's 87! In fact, I think he's older because his birthday is November 30th. And Paul Verhoeven's birthday is July 18th.
There you go.
He's
even older.
That's amazing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, man.
Well,
see?
So let me tell you about who I had.
Sure.
I guess. My writer, I was like,
we'll probably go with yours because they're not 87.
They're not 87 years old. I went, so for my writer, I wanted a woman who, she's worked on we need the writing to be funny, and then we need the director to be action.
Great.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
And so, she's written on The Bear, the greatest comedy we've ever known. But also she wrote on BoJack Horseman and Hacks.
Okay, yes.
And then recently she was one of the writers on Thunderbolts.
Ooh.
So she can do quippy and action and all those sorts of things and is a good writer. Her name is Joanna Kahlo.
Terrific.
And then director, he was director on Swamp Thing, on Underworld, on Live Free or Die Hard, on the new Ballerina movie. Mm-hmm. I went with Len Weissman.
Okay, great.
Just do the action, man.
Yeah,
just
cool.
Get the action stuff. Just do action, do cool action things.
Guy's got action chops.
Yeah.
Not 87 years old.
Let me check.
Go to the tape. Go to the tape.
Go to the tape.
Go to the tape.
We got to find out because was wrong before. That was crazy.
That's nuts.
I mean, Len Weissman, 52.
Okay.
All right. Whew.
Yeah.
All right. We can go with those two.
All right. Great.
Ay.
I can't believe I just called the shot like
that. That was nuts.
Wild.
All right, let me take you through our Running Man cast.
Yes.
Oh, you said you wanted to give not the name Ben Richards. Do you have a different name for Ben Richards?
If we're going
with Riz Ahmed.
If we're going with Riz Ahmed, I'm not sure, but it should be
name.
Something ethnically appropriate.
Great. So our lead is going to be Riz Ahmed. Amber Mendez is going to be Hannah John Kamen. Damon Killian is going to be John C. McKinley. Kaiser is going to be Brock Lesnar. Dervish is going to be Sophia Boutella. The Ringer will be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Captain Freedom will be John Cena. Laughlin will be Himesh Patel. Weiss will be Alana Glazer. Mick will be Pink. RPM will be Tyrese. I don't think I missed anybody. All of this will be written by Joanna Kahlo and then directed by Len Weissman. That's The Running Man. For a couple of days until the actual remake comes out. We did it!
We did it.
You gonna go see this movie, Ian?
Absolutely.
Do you want to go see this movie with me?
Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, let's go see a Chaos
Sorry,
Agent.
I can't swear on this.
Of course you can.
Oh, that's right.
I've been swearing the whole time.
Okay, terrific. I've just been saying terrific the whole time.
And again, that's someone else.
I know. Different thing.
Different thing. But yeah, we did a Running Man.
We did a Running Man.
It was chaos, but...
I can't actually do that dance because my knees hurt. But...
Oh, yeah, fair. But we're at the end of the episode. Ian, thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you so much for having me at this late hour, loopy as we both are.
Loopy as we clearly both are. My goodness, it is 10 p.m. Do some promotions. If you have social medias you want to plug or things you want people to watch, it doesn't have to be something you made, but it can be something that you care about.
Oh, man. So I'm at Ian Ager on most things. Instagram, BlueSky. Don't have any of my own stuff to promote at this time, but, you know, read for pleasure more often.
Yeah. What's a book you're reading?
What's the book I'm reading? So I just got done with the Inheritance trilogy.
Oh, great.
From N.K. Jemisin.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like her debut novel and the couple after. They're terrific. Been on a huge Jemisin kick the last couple of years, and they're great. She's terrifically talented.
N.K. Jemisin did The City We Became, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
City We Became, Broken Earth, all
Yeah.
of those. They're great.
She's great. She's an incredible voice, very good detail, very interesting world building.
Yeah, super fun. They're supposed to be making Broken Earth into movies or a limited series.
They should.
They for sure should. Those things slap hard.
Awesome. All right, well, cool. If you want to follow me on social media, I am at Ideal Remake on Instagram, or I'm at Sam Gasch on BlueSky, SamGasch. The book that I just finished is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, which I didn't love, but like the concept and everything was very cool and crunchy and interesting. And then I read a comic book called Aurora by a YouTuber I like. So it's Aurora by Red. She runs Overly Sarcastic Productions, which is great. But yeah, if you have thoughts or pitches for death stations in The Running Man, please let me know on the Dueling Genre Discord. It's got a link in the show notes of this very episode. So I will end this episode the same way I end every episode. Ian, what is your favorite quote from the movie The Running Man?
I mean, it's gotta be the whole rant where he threatens to, like, rip out the president's guts and shove them up his goddamn spine.
I don't remember that at all. I'm assuming this is something that Damon Killian says?
No, it's it got, like, soundboarded for a while. It's Arnold, like, threatening the president over, like, the phone or whatever, where he's gonna, like, rip out his spine.
Wild.
Yeah.
Should I find it?
That you for sure should. It's like the one thing I need Glenn Powell to say.
Yeah.
I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm gonna ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine!
Good.
That's it.
All right, I love it.
Finger guns.
Yeah, let's all go home and go to sleep.
Do it.